Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. A pleasure to be here with the call to heaven, questions and answers. And so this is the first time we did it in English, but we will continue doing this in English and Spanish. And so today's subject is spirit in the other side. Do they have jobs? Our loved ones, once they cross over or once we cross over, is there a job? And the answer to that is yes. And so let's just dive in a little bit about what is that and what is exactly what happens on the other side. So the first question was, do they have jobs? Yes. And what kind of jobs? And the jobs are basically things that they like to do here or whatever they would like to expand in the other side. Perhaps they wanna continue or they want to learn something that eventually next time they'll come back. Or on the other side, if they decide to be guides, they could master that and help to guide other ones. So as you all know, we all have our big team on the other side. We have our guardian angel, which is an angel that is created only for us, and his job is to protect us and guide us, and because he knows what is our purpose and what is our contract here on earth. The job is to help us to guide us, okay? And it's only and exclusively for us. Then we have our guides, and our guides are also beings, but these beings are been here on earth before, and they have done the master or they have worked on specific things. For example, someone who is a chef, it was a chef here, and it'll help to some extent. So there are some guys that will have so much experience that will go through with our lives and it's the same guide, and sometimes we'll go different guides in our times. It depends how much knowledge each guide has. So they will put us to a point where they can help us, and then another guy will come and take cover. So there's always that involving. Of course, we have our archangels that they're always guiding us, but also we have our loved ones in heaven. So this is basically our family members that will help us with all related things towards our family, our life, our family life, and that could be one time being with us, and the next time we're going with another loved one. So they're all in one place at a time. Like archangels, they can be everywhere at the same time. Our guardian angels are only with us, and our loved ones, say a mother, can be with that one kid at one point, and then another kid another time, and it could be on the same day. It's just far away. So they're always around us, but it takes them one thought to get to the place. So they are guiding us, they are helping us with all of that. They know us very well and what it's like to be here and what we are going through. And they will continue knowing what is happening with us, and they are always aware of all our engagements, whatever we are doing, and whenever we are feeling sad, all the struggles or the happy moments, they are always aware of everything. So their job it is continue helping us and guiding us, but also they will choose what to do as well. So when they cross over, there is a team of angels, guides, loved ones that have ancestors that have gone before us that will receive us on the other side. So when we go through that process of transition, we tend to be a little bit confused. It's just like they say it's something like out of a roller coaster and just feel a little bit dizzy, and they help us to center our minds and to let us know that we're gonna be okay. And that's why we see them, so that we know them and we feel safe. And even if there's no one who has passed before us, there's our angels, and we will recognize them as soon as we see them because our soul knows that. Okay, but we have a contract that we have designed for us to come here on the other side, and we have chosen. them all. So then when we go to the other side, we will definitely recognize them, no problem. So once we go there, we will go through the light, and then we will go to the live review. And that might take a little bit of time. That might take a long time. So most likely, in most of the cases, uh, the soul chooses to stay close by the family, so helping with the process of grieving. Okay, and so they are close by, and that's why we get the sensation that we just know they're around, and our mind might say, no, 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 you're just making that up. But sometimes we feel like, oh my God, it just feels like, when it was around, or we get a whiff of smell, the perfume, or the cigar, smoke, anything that we just all of a sudden we feel like, oh my God, it just still smells like him or like her. And that's how they let us know that they are around. So they help us in that sensation they're still around, and that will give us some comfort. So there is not a specific time how long our grieving will take. It is not the same for everyone, and it is not a wrong or right time for us to process that. The main thing the guides say is always to allow it to process. There are days that you feel sad, and you're okay with that. And some days you feel happy, not to feel guilt about feeling guilty because we feel like we are forgetting about them or what we're just going through. It is a process. If anything, in any other all the readings that I get, they always remind us and they always say, please remember them the way they were here in their happy times, not by what else they needed to do, or they're missing on that, or they left this, and there will be missing doing all these dreams, because that only brings sadness to us right here on earth, because on the other side, as soon as we go to the other side, we will remember, like, oh, okay, so I know what I can hear. And that's why also another thing that also they often come and they want to express their gratitude, and they also remember and tell their loved ones that there is nothing uh, left uh, in a bad way. There is no crisis anymore. There is forgiveness. There's love. So if we didn't have time to say goodbye to our loved one, if we didn't have time to say I love you or I'm sorry, know that they they can hear us. They will definitely know that, and they will be aware of that. They want to know that on the other side there is nothing holding back. So there's forgiveness. So there's nothing to worry. And so that's why often we will have their visits. So that some people sometimes get a little bit worried about, why am I dreaming about my mom, my dad, or my friend, my loved one? Are they happy, or what is happening, what they need? And basically, what they want us to know is that they are okay. And that's the only thing they wanted to say. And that's why they come close by in our dreams, when they see the easiest time for them to connect with us, since and when our minds are quiet and they have opportunity to deliver their message. So it is important to write down all of those messages, all those dreams. If there is just a little tiny piece of your dream that you remember, write it down. Because once you start writing it down, all of a sudden there's more information coming at the same moment. You might remember being in a beach and you're talking to them, and then you all of a sudden start feeling your emotions. I was happy and I was feeling this and that, and I was so this and that. So it is important to write that down, because that's how they will communicate with us along many other ways. And so that is normally for about a year. Okay, it might be less, it might be more. It depends where we are at ourselves, and also their process when they go through the life review. And yes, all of them, every single one, cross the light. There is no exception. And once we go through the live review, then there's a that's where we start doing again. So we decide what are we going to do. We're going to continue expanding our knowledge, whatever we were doing in here. We want to start something different, and we want to go back here, start planning that, or we want to become a guide in order to for us to become a guide, we have to go through schooling per se. And as I said, and also we continue doing the things that we used to do right here. If there was a loved one who really liked to go out work with cards, that would be working with cards, with building, teaching, whatever it is, so many things. Whatever we have here is also on the other side. The only difference is there is no pain. There is nothing, the emotion like that. Just practicing and practicing basically, and it's just a really, really great, feeling. So if you with a fire, energy is energy, and we are energy, so it will not be burned. There's no pain basically. So they will continue with that. They will continue to guide us. So they work along with our team of angels and guides, and they all work and orchestrate lots of things for us, especially when we are not aware or we forget to ask for their help. They're always putting things, people, situations in our lives that will guide us towards the point wherever we decided to come and do here. In some cases, it depends on your contract. Sometimes we decided to come and become a doctor, but we are doing, chef, and we're not happy with it, but it's like, okay, it's cool and I like it and it's easy. But deep inside that there's something else and you've always been drawn to, the medicine, for example, or vice versa. You're a doctor and you've just always been drawn to be a chef, right? And let's put it that way, because we tend to think that there's only one way that we can be successful, but the truth is not. It's whatever our soul came here to do. And when we have passion, when we put all of our being into the things that we want to do, the magic happens, and successful will be in anything. So what will they do? They will bring things to our lives that will, make us our heads turn that way, right? So all of a sudden there's courses for chefs, or you're invited to places and you meet someone who is a chef, and all of a sudden there's this synchronicity and repeat over and over, over and over. And sometimes I feel like, oh my goodness, I would love to do that, but I shouldn't, I can't, because I need to be focusing into this. I have my bills paid, and so on and so forth. So pay attention to all of those synchronicities, or what is repeating your life often, because that's where they are trying to get our attention. And so another thing, people ask me is that, so if I hear my angels, if I hear my guides, my loved ones, that makes me a medium, or that makes me, that do I have to do what you're doing? And the answer to that is no, because unless you came here to do so, you will do it. If you want to try it, absolutely. That's just something very interesting. It is, right? So let's take the same example of the chef and the doctor. If a doctor came here to be a doctor, okay, or to be a chef, and goes for it, and he is, the doctor starts working and making, in their time, in his free time, he's cooking always, and he always makes these beautiful dishes, and people was like, oh my God, you're so good, and people say, yeah, I know that, but it's just, I cannot leave my job as a doctor because it pays me well, for example. But it's not proceeding and pursuing his desire, what it is. And so when he does it and he's expressing it, there is no one who will do the same dish that he would say someone will do it, because it has his passion. That's talent right there. And if I want to go and learn that, whatever the person is doing, the chef, if that's not my gift, doesn't mean I cannot try it and work it out, and perhaps it'll take me a little bit of a hard work to do and get there, but it's not necessarily my gift. So it will always be this little feeling of hard things to do, right? Just always following what is, your innate talent, what is your hobby. And sometimes we tend to think that our hobbies are not gonna pay our bills, and that's not really true. It's how we feel. That's our limited belief that we sometimes have here on earth. So follow that, desire that you have within you. Our angels are guides that will help us, and our loved ones on the other side will help us because they become guides too. So working with our guides and our angels will um, orchestrate all these amazing things in our life so that we can achieve what we want to do. And there's always going to be reminders, and there's always going to be synchronicities or coincidences, which is called incidences, right? So pay attention to that. And the other side, our loved ones also, they have access to everything. So we will go to the other side, we will remember all of our lives. And so for us, will be on the other side clear. And the other side, they will see, they can see, for example, our loved ones will see our contract, what is it that we came here to do to some extent, so that will help us, but they cannot intervene in any of the things that we do, like our angels would do. Unless, and also unless we ask our angels for the intervention, they will never do it because there is the free will. So when we ask for guidance and support and intervention from our angels and guides, and to whatever extent in each one of them is, there will have that magic will happen like that. They will still guide us even if we don't ask, but if we want to see the magic, it is for us to ask our guidance and everything will come to us. And they say sometimes, you got the intention, then we have to start the action, and then we trust, and then it's the co-creation of everything that we do. And so when we listen to the guidance from our angels and our guides, especially in our guides, they also grow on the other side. They also evolve on the other side. We help them on the other side. So our loved ones, when they come and help us and guide us, they also keep growing. Their souls keep growing, different experiences. That's what makes us go to different levels. And so another thing they want there on the other side, also the hobbies and work, it is all fun. There is no pain, like I say. They will always communicate with us to them the best possible way in whatever is good for us. After the period of a year or so, they kind of start going a little bit. We don't feel them as close anymore, and it could be a little bit challenging for some of us because we feel maybe that we are losing the connection, and it's not. It's just that they're still there, very much present, but they have to stay back a little bit in order for us to grow and evolve and continue working with our grieving process. Because it would not be beneficial for us to always have them around. Otherwise, we never move through the whole process. So in our highest good, they will always, go a little bit back, a little bit back until we are in a way okay to continue going without the same way of pain, which there's never a way that we will say we will forget our loved ones, but it will be different ways that we will remember them. And the only thing is, one thing people said, if I cry, I'm holding them back. They're not going to be able to be free if I cry. And we hold ourselves from crying. And they say, no, no, no. If you need to cry, cry, because this is something that we hear when you do experience, and this emotion and these feelings, but that will never stop them, okay, for going to heaven or growing or anything like that. When we put the light, a candle, when we set that intention, is this light, is this energy, is this frequency that we send them. So it helps them to rise the vibration too, but also it helps us as well too. That the candle will help us to bring light to our minds, in our hearts, and as well in the space where we are. So that's the intention also of that candle and the warmth and the feeling of connection, because the flame it is just a very special spark of life, basically it is. So next time you lit a candle, set an intention. This intention is I'm lighting this candle with the intention to bring light to the room that I am, to send light to my loved ones in heaven, to bring light and beams of love and light to my home, to my space. And so we can set it out, we can put an intention in many ways. So I think these are all the questions that I had for today. And they have jobs, and what are the jobs could be many ways, many things. They can try anything, and they're always with us. And um, yes, the purpose of them, or the purpose of each one of us, as we go to the other side, is continue evolving, and we will decide whether we're coming back or not, and how are we going to come back. If they always choose to be a guide, and if we are going to go and work as a guide, we have to go through a process of, like university per se, and the other side, and continue our spiritual path. And not only here, we can go different places as well too, not only on Earth. So I leave you with this today. I hope this is helpful for you. And but this is the first time we do it in English, but we do it live in Spanish. But if you join in live, we'll definitely take any questions that you have in English as well. And afterwards, I will definitely record this in English as well for everyone. And so we are meeting there's 2 Mondays on the month. The first Monday of the month and the third Monday of the month with questions and answers, calls from heaven, and here only in YouTube. As well, if you go to my social media on Facebook and also YouTube, we'll be transmitting this on YouTube too. We have we're pulling cards and angel messages, special angel messages for you. If you want to receive your message, just pop in. There's going to be mixed up English and Spanish, so we can pull a card and you can receive your message. What do you need to know at this moment? And so, yeah, just stay tuned for new things happening. And I thank you so much for being here. Have a good day. Bye for now.